Ladies and gentlemen, my DNA.
Ladies and gentlemen, this book right here, The Nazis, World War II, Time Magazine or Time Life. Okay. What that man just stated about the DNA, why they won't do any testing, I wonder why. Right here, page 132. Oriental. Neger. Okay. If you think I'm lying, here it is right here. Okay. Niger or Neger, Negro, Negre, and then Neger. See, Neger. Okay. So we just seen that word, right? Neger. Simeon and Barnabas were called what? Neger or Niger, right? Okay. Hamitic or Ethiopian. Okay. Now this is what Hitler, in one segment of a Nazi instructional film, right? The genetic heritage of the Jew or Judean is purportedly traced to Oriental, Negro, near Asian, and Hamitic peoples. Okay? So they know that the Negro has Jewish or is a Judean or has that blood type in him. Okay? That's just a fact. Even Mr. Rogers knew that, even though he's a human. Right here, page 122. As was already said, the ancient Jews or Judeans, or really the Israelites who left Egypt, must have been quite Negroid. After mating with Egyptians and Ethiopians for centuries, they were probably even originally Negroid. Okay? So with that information, genetic heritage of the Jew or Judean is poorly traced to Oriental Negro. So the people in that land right now are converts to the religion of Judaism. Okay? So right here we have the book, The Chosen People from the Caucasus, Michael Bradley, Ford, John Henry Clark, Jewish Origins, Delusions, Deceptions, and Historical Role in the Slave Trade, Genocide, and Cultural Colonization. Page 197. The Gazar Conversion, right? It states, the essential point is that these Ashkenazim, the Jewry of Eastern Europe, and the prime victims of Hitler's Holocaust were descendants of Gazar tribes people. They were converts to Judaism. I repeat, they were converts to Judaism. They have no historical genetic connection with the biblical Judeans of Palestine at all, because the original or descendants have Negro blood in them. And this was known among themselves and among the more astute Jewish and non-Jewish historians and linguists from at least 1700 AD. Okay? Reading on, it was well known if disguised and ignored fact of Jewish life from 1850 onward. Most of what we, quote unquote, Gentiles in North America considered to be Jewish, and most of what even the Ashkenaz immigrants into North America considered to be Jewish is not Jewish at all. Okay? We have this book, Picture History of Jewish Civilization. Okay, on the table of contents. Right here we have the Gazar, so even they know their own history.
Just ask your question. We were discussing the disciples. What color were they? Well, I don't think we know that for certain. But they were Hebrews, were they not?
That's right.
As was Jesus. Jesus was also a Hebrew.
Why don't you just ask your question?
What color were the original Hebrews?
I have told you that we don't know that for certain.
Here, the Hebrews in the biblical period, they were people of color. What J. Rogers said, right? They were Negroid originally and still are to this day, or people of color for the time. Right here, Hebrew slaves, okay? These are not Caucasians. Jesus, or who we call Yashar'el or Yeshua, was not a Caucasian, nor was he a Turk, okay? Or he was not a dark white, or what they call in their conventional history, okay?
that Jesus was born in a region where the people had color. There's proof in the very Bible that you ask us to read in Revelation, 1st chapter, verse 14 and 15, that Jesus had hair like wool and feet the color of brass.
Just what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm proving to you that Jesus was not, and I might quote one of our Indian brothers, he was not a pale face.
Right here. Let's go to page 95. And it states the Gazars. In this period of glory for the autonomous Jewish community in Babylonia, the religion of the Judeans and their way of life attracted many persons. So obviously someone is lying about their history. So who are the deceivers and liars in the religious systems? Numerous tribes in the Arabian Peninsula and their various lands of the Near and Middle East adopted Judaism. The most famous of these were the Khazars. The land of the Gazar in southern Russia extended from the Caspian Sea to the Black Sea as far as Crimea. The Khazars were a semi-nomadic pagan tribe whose chief was Kagan. At the beginning of the 8th century, the Khazars became very strong by virtue of their domination of trade route between the Byzantine Empire and the Far East. Right here, paganism was on its last legs. Kagan Bulan of the Khazars, who reigned over his people in the middle of the 8th century, decided to abandon his pagan faith. So he adopted Judaism. Okay, so those are converts over there. Those are not the biblical bloodline Israelites.